everybody, it's Carrie with Seed to Spoon. So I just got done planting an herb garden and I thought that I would just share it with you guys, kind of what our method is for planting herbs. Fall is an amazing time to transplant herbs, especially, the ones that I did today. I did a bunch of rosemary, oregano, sage, parsley. All of those do really well in the fall, and they do great because they take the fall and the winter to really establish themselves, and then in the spring they'll really come back and do really well. So that way they'll be more established for the summer and they'll do better during those summer months for you. Herbs are just amazing because you can bring them into the kitchen and you can cook with them, and you can have like very similar meals but just add a different herb or a different flavor, and it makes the dish completely different. So I love having a different variety of herbs to cook with because it can make the very similar meals taste very different. So I love the variety that different type of herbs bring. Herbs are also extremely healthy for you. So just by adding a little bit of herbs into your diet every day, you can make a huge difference in, fighting a lot of different health conditions, and they help improve your immunity and all of that. They're fantastic. If you'd like to see more about the health benefits of the different herbs, make sure you check out our app, because in there, under each herb, it'll show you exactly what health condition and what health benefit that they have and what they help with. Another huge benefit that herbs have for us is companion planting. So they are a fantastic companion to use into your garden. They help to repel a lot of different pests. So I do this all the time. So whenever I plant something like cabbage, like I did today, I planted some cabbage and I surrounded it by the herbs. So the herbs are going to help to deter a bunch of different pests away from that cabbage plant, and we'll have a healthier cabbage plant and relatively pest free, because we won't be having to deal with a lot of different pest problems because we have those herbs next to them. So I planted a bunch of herbs today in our Smart Pots big bag bed, and I thought I would just talk about a few of the ones that I planted and why we enjoy those ones. So I planted a rosemary today, and rosemary is definitely one of my favorites to plant. It is very beautiful. It smells amazing. It tastes great. We add it to a lot of different things in the kitchen. We do it a lot, especially when we're like grilling something outside. We like to add it on top of like steak or chicken, things like that. But I do have to be careful not to add too much, because rosemary can definitely be overpowering. And Dale loves rosemary, so he does it a lot. So I have to be like, cut it down a little bit. But I do love rosemary. You just have to be careful not to add too much. I also love growing rosemary because it's super easy to propagate, and I love to grow it, especially around the winter time. And I bring it inside, especially around Christmas, and I love to make like wreaths and things like that with rosemary. It's so diverse. You can use it for a lot of different things. I also planted some parsley today, and parsley is honestly, it's one that I never thought I liked until I started growing it and using it in the kitchen, and I realized how amazing it actually tasted. My favorite thing to add parsley to is couscous. So I chop it up and I put it into our couscous recipe. It tastes amazing that way. That's my absolute favorite to use with that. Sage is also amazing. My favorite way to make sage is by making a sage pesto. It tastes so good. It's probably my favorite pesto that we make is with sage. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so good. It does not last long in the house at all. So if you're interested in learning more about that sage pesto, I actually have a recipe that I have. I'll link to that down below in the description, so you can check that out if you want to. I also planted some more thyme today because honestly, you can never have enough thyme. All jokes aside, I know everybody always jokes about the thyme, and I do too, but really you cannot have enough thyme ever in your garden because it is so good. We can use it with anything in the kitchen. Pretty much anytime we salt and pepper anything, you can add thyme into your recipe too. It's just one of those that you can add to every single dish in the kitchen. It's so good. It adds a lot of nutrients also when you do it. So it's just one of those that's really good for everything that you do in the kitchen. Oregano is the other one that I did today, and oregano is one that's really good in Italian dishes. So anytime I make any sort of zucchini pasta or anything like that, I always come out here, harvest some oregano, chop it up and put it into our sauce, and it just makes it really, really good. It tastes really fresh, and it adds a really unique taste. I really like it. So I grow a lot of other different herbs also, but those are just the ones that I transplanted today that I had gotten from our local nursery the other day. So I thought that I would focus just on those couple ones that I did and make a quick video about it. Please let me know if you have any questions at all about any of these herbs or growing food or anything like that. Just place it in the comment section and maybe I will make the next video about it. And if you haven't already, make sure that you check out our free app from Seed to Spoon. It's available for download in the iOS and Android stores, and it'll walk you through growing over 100 different fruits, vegetables, herbs, all of those, like everything we talked about today and a lot more. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.